Hello everyone, welcome back to our Stellaris Let's Play, where we shall be taking an organic snail empire that drives slaves for a living and taking them into a machine empire. So let's get back into it and find out where we left off. Okay, so here we are, back to our game, and we are already met with some unemployment. So let's double check that. I believe that was the specialist over here. We don't actually have any jobs available to him just yet, so if we don't sort this out soon, he will be demoted and go down to a normal worker job, which is not something you ever want to happen. So what we're going to do is we're going to build another city district, because I believe that will increase our we might increase our capacity for build slots, but we do really need to think about upgrading our planetary capital, which will happen at 25 population, or be available then. That's still going to be a bit of a way off. We're going to get one very soon with our robot pops, and our snails are growing fairly quickly. So we're just going to wait on that, but I am also going to build another city district just to be sure. We're also going to temporarily look at getting some more minerals. We're going to go to the market and we're going to make a new monthly trade. We are selling some food at the moment, so we might actually up that a little bit because we're in positives at the moment for that. We're going to up it to 14, and then we're going to buy some minerals per turn or per month. We're going to up that a bit to, I think we're going to up it to, oh, we don't want to go to 100, that will run us out of money. Going to go to another 25 and see what happens with our economy through that. We also have some buildings to make in our space station over here, but that's okay, we're not too bothered right now, we can save that for later. Right, so let's go. Alright, so we've been met now with a new message called Crackdown, because on the planet Acela we have this anomaly over here, which means that we're getting a few bonuses. What it is atmospheric hallucinogens. So people aren't overly happy with that, so we could shut it down, or we could leave it alone and as it is. What is the risk over here? They believe that they're intoxicating and even helpful in some cases, which they certainly are, but there is cool to turn it off because it gets addictive. So we are going to leave it as it is and see what happens. Alright, so over here we have a new technology to go for, and anti-gravity engineering is absolutely essential if you want to go for a machine empire. I believe it's another major gateway technology that leads on to further technologies which are more directly linked to synthetics. So we're going to go for that, even though the benefits immediately aren't huge. It's just one more housing. We have housing galore. Even more importantly though, at the same time, we have managed to finish our harmony tradition tree, opening up another ascension perk slot. Now this is directly linked to becoming a synthetic empire. Go for the flesh is weak. You simply need, this needs to be your second ascension perk, and it's unlocked by having second ascension perk available, and this will stop you going from any other mainstream moves. So what we're going to do is we're going to take that but for sure, and that will give us, once we go through this, it will give us minus 10% robot upkeep and more pop assembly speed, which we're going to go for now. So also give us the special project to actually take that on. So we're going to look at that. And we are going to look at the flesh is weak, and this will take 84 months because of our population size and because of our engineering research. So it's going to stop any engineering research from happening when that goes through. So we'll look at how quickly we can do that. Of course, we have just started that, so we're going to actually go with that immediately. Excellent. So there you go. That's a major step for you if you are thinking of going with a synthetic empire. You definitely need to take that technology and that ascension perk.
Construction complete.
Alright, so we've just had some pirates spawn in on a Ceradan. This is a regular event that happens at almost a set time in your playthrough. Very luckily though, we had just decided to start building some navy up with some destroyers and some corvettes, so we're going to join them up. And once they're at decent strength, over 500, we're going to go over and tackle them. We have also had an espionage operation event pending, because I did start to get some more information on the Avabian Council neighbouring us again. So we're going to have a look at that. We're going to get some more intel on them, which is brilliant. We're going to go through that and see what's happened. So currently they're overwhelming again with their fleet power. That's because you have literally nothing, but they're equivalent in both technology and trade. We can have a look at our score difference. We can go to the situation log in the victory tab. Neither of us doing particularly well. We're like the bottom two at the moment, but that's alright, we'll catch up sooner or later. So currently their technology number is on 305, ours is on 458, so that's a little bit of a lead. We're getting there. We don't know their number of pops or number of systems, but we can judge that we have maybe one more colony, because we have 50 more points than them there. Our economy is also is a little less than theirs, but that's probably because we're going up and down the food department there. Not a problem, let's carry on.
Special project complete.
And our Infinity machine is done there, or at least done speaking to it. So I'll let you read the text box there for yourself, but we're going to carry on with that to see what happens. Okay, so from that we get a bit of a gift from them, adding a little bit of society and research data, 150 influence, and the positronic AI tech, which we're going to have a look at now, which is increased research speed, which is brilliant, and it lets us auto research technologies. It's not great, because we definitely want to do that manually. So we're quite close to getting our research here done with the plasma throwers, and our crime and amenities tech done. Unfortunately, the pirates have had time to take over here, but we are going to send over our fleets now to merge, and we're going to take that out. We also have a new contact here. Where are they? The Bessedon hierarchy. Let's see, that's not working again. Where is it? Yeah, it's all the way over there. And they're going to establish an embassy here. Okay, so we also have a spare build slot here. What are we going to use this for? We're going to use this in mining and industrial world. So let's see what we can do with this. Ideally, I would like some research labs here actually. We do have hollow theatres for a bit of amenities in production. Can only have the one alloy foundries here, so I think we're going to go for more research labs. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. We're going to turn the cellar colony, I think we're going to have it in the back of our minds to turn it into an ecumenopolis later, so we're going to build mostly city districts on there, and we're going to build some bureaucratic centres there when we can as well. So our fleets will be close to each other soon. That's okay. So we have also got the plasma throwers, and we're going to go for chemical plants after that. Alright, and our fleet has arrived in the pirate-owned system now, so we're going to take on their fleet, watch that go through. Should be a fairly easy fight. Hope we don't lose anything. It really depends on what their construction makeup is, but we seem to be ripping them apart fairly well here. And then we have just the minor base to take on afterwards. Should be very easy. Yeah, they're just taking down our shields and armour at the moment, so it should be okay to take on their station here with absolutely no issues. Yeah, it's ripping apart that armour there. We're going to be very good against that. And once we get some more destroyers with the coils on, we're going to be able to take on shields very easily. And that is now our system again. Unfortunately, they did destroy our mining and research stations, so we're going to have to build those up again. That's not a problem. We can go back and repair now. We're going to look at the assessment here of the major battle. And we can see that our damage outputs to armour was greater than shields, but that's absolutely fine. We did have fair efficiency on both. And that will only go up when we get more coils, let's say. And they have revoked their guarantee of independence for us, which is very sad. Okay, we've also blocked off any expansion into these stars over here for us. So we're also going to slowly go over to this colony here. We'll queue all that up so we can get it fairly smoothly. So you have resources in the bank for it. And we also want to get over here because for the research and the volatile motes here. And also, of course, the primitive civilization here would be great as well. So we want to really to get this node next, or even this one, just to block the whole section off quite cleanly. So we now have a fairly decent fleet power at 2k strong, with a fair amount of destroyers, more destroyers than we do corvettes, only just, which is great. So now we might actually be able to stand up against the Avian Council. It's still saying they're superior. We do still have some naval capacity and fleet capacity to play with, so we're definitely going to up that as much as our economy can be pushed. And once that's done, we should be able to we have just started researching some UV lasers, so we're going to upgrade those, of course, as well when the time comes. And that will help our corvettes and destroyers out. Excellent. So now we have the birth of the Galactic Community. So we're definitely going to join that because otherwise we'll be cast off from the rest of the galaxy. I'm just going to build something else here. This is on our Stellaris. So we're going to build. Do we have bureaucratic centres? Yes, we do have administrative offices. We're going to be needing those very quickly. I'm going to pause very quickly to keep up with all of this. We've got a new embassy established there. Borders closed and so on. That's fine. We'll look at the Galactic Community here. So this is how we interact with the rest of the galaxy at once. You can see with these here are all of the other empires that are in the community. And the number below represents your diplomatic weight. We're somewhere in between. We've got some diplomatic weight, but we can't throw ourselves around like these people here can, the Atviran Star Alliance. So, what is being proposed first? Cooperative research channels. Diplomatic weight from tech is increased, research station output is increased, and starbase upkeep. I'm going to support that because our tech will skyrocket soon enough, and we're doing better than other people in tech. We're going to look for other resolutions to pass. The greater good's a fair one. If we get through there, can we find what's galactic focus? Form the galactic market is certainly something we want to propose. So we can do that, and we're going to. We're not going to ban slaves. Luckily, that's got weak supports. That's great. It's got weak supports as ban slaves. Brilliant. We're going to propose that for now. See what happens. It will very, very likely go through because I wouldn't say anyone doesn't want the galactic market. And if we can get that in our home system, which somehow I doubt, we'll be able to get a tax on any purchases going through. We are lacking a bit in the alliance and diplomacy side of things. What are our envoys doing? So improving relations with the star people over here. So can we speak to them very quickly? We're friendly, but it's going down, unfortunately. Get a pause because we've got so many messages. Everyone's joining the Galactic Community here. Someone wants to establish an embassy with us. Okay, construction complete. So we're going to double check our construction ship. So we have very quietly put our borders next to the Cyber states here, just to make use of this. So we now have shut ourselves off into this little corner of the galaxy here, which is brilliant. We're a bit snake-like, but we'll fatten ourselves up sooner or later. And then we'll, of course, extend into the Avian Council a little bit. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at this potentially habitable planet, and we're going to colonize that with obviously the only species we have, our snails, and we are going to make use of the mining and research stations here. Going to go for this one for sure. Why can't I build this? Can't build this type of station around planets the system. Okay, interesting. That's because there's not a mining station here yet. That's fine. We're going to go for the research. Actually, no, we're not. We're going to cancel that. Cancel all of that. Build the mining stations, and then see if we can build an observation post and the mining stations. Because that would have been stupid to get that and completely ignore it. Yeah, you can see, even though loads more empires have joined the Galactic Community, we're still holding our own with the diplomatic weight. We're getting most of that from our population and technology. So we are going to benefit when our diplomatic weight gets increased by technology levels. And we are going to choose our next tradition. I'm very much liking the prosperity tree at the moment. So once we start that, our mining station output is increased by 20%. And adopting all prosperity traditions will give our planet one merchant job per 50 pops. So we are going to need quite a lot of population, but that's okay. Every planet will at least get 50 pops, surely. And we also get the ascension perks slot like we do with every other tree. So what this does, first we can either look at building the districts, have their build cost reduced and build speed increase, and then furthermore getting city districts provide additional housing, which means we can get more populations, which is always useful. Building and district upkeep could be reduced by 10%. I think that's what we're going to go for first, because we are spending quite a lot on upkeep. Shall we look? Yes, 72 on districts and 72 on buildings each. So if we get that reduced by even the smallest amount, that'd be great. Specialist resource output will be increased by a little bit, and clerks get additional jobs. Okay, so do we want to go for that or discovery though? That is the question. So we get survey speed, not very useful. Research subsidies, not particularly useful. Research alternatives aside to level cap can be useful. Especially since we're going for synthetics where our leaders won't actually be able to die, so an increased cap on their levels would be amazing. Leader experience game and cap increase again, it could be alright. Pops researching science have their upkeep reduced by 20%, so that's not so bad. We're going to go for prosperity though, because that's the more immediate problem. So we're going to get mining stations increased by 20%. Excellent. So borders closed from these people. Don't know where they are. That's okay. They're so far away it doesn't even matter. Can't even see their borders. And we're going to look at our relations, won't we? What we do with these people. So we could improve our relations. Is that what they're doing at the moment? I believe they are. So we do have a few. Commercial pacts and research agreements. We could go for a migration treaty, which I think we should do because they've got some similar ethics with materialists, and they are xenophile, but that's fine. I think that's what we're going to do. How much influence would that cost per turn or per month? Cost 0.25, that's okay. We can, to increase our, we need to assign an envoy. Okay, so we're going to assign this one. We could declare the Avabians our rivals to increase our, okay, so we need to be reducing our relations with them. That's okay. We're going to double check what sort of spying we can do on them. Then once we've done another operation, we can do that. So, what we're going to do, I think, is we're going to, what does extort favours do? Gain at least one favour from the, okay, yeah, we don't really need favours, that's fine. Smear campaign, lower relations between Avabian Council and someone else. We could try and steal technology, but we are technology superior at the moment. Possibly not by much, but that's okay. Tell you what, we're going to prepare sleeper cells. So cease activity within the spy network, allowing its spy master to be reassigned, whilst also preventing its infiltration level from decaying. So we can bring him out and then bring him back in when we need to.
Special project complete.
Okay, so we now have our special project with the Flesh's Week done. So we get a cybernetic revolution. The cybernetic conversion process has been completed. All of our citizens now have been equipped with neural implants and basic cybernetic suites. The infrastructure is also in place to gradually modify any citizens that are born within our nation, so that they can experience all the benefits of technology from an early age. Henceforth, our species shall be known as the trans-moist ones. So what does that actually mean? If we go into the species tab, we can now find the trans-moist ones. Everyone has been converted from the normal to this, and we do get a couple extra perks, which means cybernetic increases our habitability by 20%, army damage by 10%. Our leader lifespan has been increased by 40 years as well, which is amazing. We also get even more army damage, and leader lifespan is being increased again. So that's brilliant, excellent. The habitability bonus is brilliant as well, because we did have a couple planets, such as, I believe, Acela, the tropical world, from 60, it's gone up to 80% now, and our capital's gone from 80 to 100%, as has the other Ambor here, and the Afmik Prime here has gone up to 100%, which is going to increase our stability and happiness once that kicks in. We have just got a technology which increases all our building slots available, so that's why we have such a long list here of open spaces. I'm going to look at this. We could get war exhaustion gain minus 10%, very repeatable here. We get auto curating vault. What is this? Produces unity. Culture workers output is increased. It's not particularly useful. We're not really going for the unity. We don't have the special strategic resource to build that. So we're going to go for interstellar campaigns. We're going to go and look at our extra build slots. We have 2 research stations here. I think we're going to go for a third, actually, because that is what we love to see. I would love to go for an embassy complex somewhere, but we don't have the strategic resource. We could go to the market and look, but we don't have the galactic market to buy strategic resources from yet. So, we're in the positives here. It's keeping itself in the positives here. So we don't need to buy anything else. I think we are going to go for research labs on our capital. I'm going to do a mining world. Going to look at, we have hollow theatres. We're okay with the menaces at the moment. Is there anything we can do to help with these? Resource silos aren't particularly useful at this point. We don't have the income to justify it. Could go for a military academy, which creates defensive armies and increases our naval capacity, which was always a good idea. This one was going to be a mining world, wasn't it? Okay, we could do this to create moats, which is not a bad idea at all, actually. So we're going to do that so we can get ahead of that game early on. We're going to look at our jobs available as well. So we've got a few available, we don't need to worry about anything else there. We're going to upgrade our administration building here, which will give us another slot. We're going to look at our employment there. Okay, so we once that's built, we should get some more jobs. That's fine, and we're going to build this to increase that even further. This is going to be a civilian industry planet, so we're going to change the focus of it to industrial world, and we're going to get rid of that so we can see what we want. We're going to go for I'd like to go for alloy foundries again, really. You're going to need quite a few of those. but it's not producing any research, so we're going to go for more research labs. We're going to go for the generator world, and we're going to create, of course, a energy grid. And then in one more population, we'll be able to upgrade our planetary administration. That won't take very long at all because we're nearly there. No species growing on the planet because we are making our own robots. Excellent. I'm going to go to a cellar finally. We have 2 things already building here. We're going to make a slave processing facility once we have upgraded our administrative offices, so we're going to wait for that. Operative spooked. Okay, so that's not particularly worked. Despite having taken every precaution prescribed in their training, one of the operatives in the Evading Council has raised concerns that their cover may be blown. Apparently this comes at a critical time for the operative Operation Prepare Sleeper Cells. As such, Spymaster Robot, Daughter of Larg, requests more resources. Okay, so we could leave us alone. You shall have your extra resources, which means that infiltration level changes, or we could bribe with 600. We're going to do that because we've got some money to spare and see what happens. And as I said, we're going to wait for the administrative officers to upgrade before we look at the spare building slots here. Hello my good students, sorry for interrupting the video there, but I believe that has dragged on long enough and this is a decent place to end it because it's a bit of peace before the storm, should we say, of the next episode or 2. So before we get there, I hope all your nights and days are auspicious, and thank you very much for watching. I've been the Edified Gamer. Goodbye.